Okay, so while assembling my teaching portfolio, the support I received was phenomenal because I had many different challenges. Because of the different contexts I happened to be teaching in, the different time frames, the different age ranges of my students as well. So I think individually, each of that would have been challenging, but altogether, because I had great help, alhamdulillah, each and every one of my teaching experiences was like really amazing. So the first one was very early on. I hadn't completed my teacher training program yet, but I happened to be in Australia at the time, visiting my family, and I really wanted to start teaching. And alhamdulillah, even though it was only for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, mashallah, Sheikh Hamza, Sidi Isa, they were available for a call to help me prepare. They gave me these incredible lesson plans I could draw from. And Sheikh Hamza even offered to be on a live call to answer any questions. And that was amazing. But it was 3 a.m. in Istanbul time. It didn't work out. But I just knowing that was really, really comforting because it was my first time. I was like nervous, but alhamdulillah, it went really, really well. The biggest challenge though was I wasn't prepared for a non-Muslim to be in the course. And that took everyone by surprise, including the organizers. And I did the best I could with what I knew. And subhanAllah, I found out through my sister-in-law that a few months later, the young woman in question, whom I couldn't answer the questions enough, she became Muslim in the end, alhamdulillah. So I'm really grateful to be part of her journey towards Allah, alhamdulillah. And the second workshop I did, that was back in Malaysia. And this was when I finished the whole certification program. And I look back at my first workshop, I'm like, oh, subhanAllah, I'm really glad that I had the support I did, but I felt a lot more confident by the end of my complete program. So while assembling my teaching portfolio for this particular one, it was again super helpful to have Sheikh Hamza, Sidi Isa, Ustadha Iman always on standby to answer any questions. Because this time around, I was teaching a group of teenage girls on a Sunday morning. And that was the only time I had available because I'm a busy mom of 3 small kids myself. And initially, my friends had to drag their daughters into the class because they were like, it's too early, it's Sunday morning, what's this about anyway? But mashallah, like by the end of the first lesson, they were all so happy to come back and really excited. And it's really amazing seeing that, like actually seeing a 16-year-old who had lots of doubts, who wasn't really keen to attend anything, actively like tell their parents, like, don't forget, drop me off to start the writers class. I really want to learn, so that was really cool. And throughout the process as well, it was really exciting being able to see these young people come to their own conclusions about the truth of Islam. And being able to have like lesson plans and being able to ask Isa or Sada Iman any question I might have was also really reassuring because in Malaysia, it's a Muslim majority country, and doubts about Islam are not something that you would talk about openly. So things get suppressed a little bit more. Whereas in the West, doubts about religion in general are very, very common. So it's a different kind of ball game, but at every point I always had support, which is great because while assembling my portfolio, it's always nice to know that I'm not alone in this at all. Which brings me to the next workshop I taught at. I had planned for just to teach 2 topics, just to maybe 2 hours, and initially there wasn't much interest when I sort of asked the organizers to just, do an informal poll on WhatsApp, about the topic. And then the organizer herself was like, are you sure you want to run this? I was like, why not? I'm here visiting family. Let's give it a shot. And mashallah, we were all pleasantly surprised when like 40 women showed up, ranging from little babies to like, high schoolers, to moms, to grandmas even. And it was wonderful to see how excited they were to be in a safe setting where they could ask me anything that was on their mind related to the topic. So I had planned to cover these 2 topics. And prior to that, Sidi Isa had asked, so what, do you need help? Is everything okay? And I'm like, inshallah, I should be fine. Inshallah, but when I finished the 2 topics, they were sort of like my students were like waiting for like more. And I'm like, do you want me to go through more stuff? And they're like, yeah. So alhamdulillah, I had content anyway for like the whole 8-week course. And I ended up covering 4 of it. So it was really, really wonderful seeing how excited the students were to ask me questions, to ask me things that have been on their mind, and most of all, sharing their experiences and sharing their own beautiful things that they wanted to share, from like kids in high school to like elders sharing inspiring things related to the topic. It was wonderful. So I get to learn as well. And to me, I think that's one of the most exciting things about teaching this course is, number one, seeing people come to their own conclusions about the truth of Islam. And number two, having them share things that I would not have known otherwise. And that sort of inspires everybody as well, alhamdulillah. So all throughout this, from my very first workshop in Australia to the second one, 8-week course in Malaysia, and third one again in Australia, just seeing my own growth as a teacher and knowing that I have so much support while assembling my teaching portfolio has been really comforting. So the next thing I'm really excited about will be, inshallah, my first ever Ramadan intensive for women. Inshallah, I'll be condensing the 8-week course into 4 weeks. I'll be teaching 2 topics per week. And I'm really excited about, inshallah, the benefit this will bring. And I'm hopeful that the barakah of this beautiful upcoming month of Ramadan will facilitate my teaching even more. And I'm looking forward to chatting to Sidi Isa about what I can do, because this will be the first time I'll be teaching the whole course, but in half the time. So I'm optimistic, inshallah, it'll go well. And I'm looking forward to meeting new students, and inshallah, bringing benefit. And so I'm really excited, alhamdulillah.